yéen la mbooloo mi nekk si ground bi forget about ñun ñu nekk si diaspora bi ñun lu ndaw nañ si xeex bi yéen la yéen mi si ground bi parce que jamono Yaaya Jammeh biñ taxawee yuuxu dajale xaalis bi yéen bu leen neexoon doo leen dem sànni karta te Yaaya Jammeh moo faa toogaat bu leen neexoon Yaaya Jammeh bu ne du fa jógee ngeen toog seen biir kër yi waaye Jammeh bi mu ne du fa jógee da ngeen jóg taxaw téye seen pot yi téye seen sabar yi jël seen musóor yi booy si sax am na booy boo xam ne du ma ko mu sa fàtte mu taxaw sol garam booba ay ji kon loolu mu ngi is a symbol ne power belongs to the people te kenn bu mu leen ko nax kenn bu mu ko jël si seen loxo kenn bu mu ko jël si seen loxo kenn bu mu leen nax ba ngeen musa foog ne power bi nekkut yéen si soo leen nekkee mbooloo ngeen ñëw together mbooloo fu mu nekk fa la power nekk fu individuals nekk power nekk fa mbooloo fa la power nekk. It's an amazing day for Gambia man bi ma eewoo man jóg naa 4 am because man maay mujjee jóg àdduna bi yëpp 4 am ma jël suma téléphone bi ma dem si wanag bi ma jël suma téléphone ma taal ko benn vidéo laa njëkk a gis booy saa ngi egg si moto bi suma bët bi dafa génnee rongeñ because of gratitude because of symbolism bi mu àndal ne alhamdulilah youth si Gambia ñu ngi eewu xam nañ seen aha ak yelleef ñu ngi fightal seen boppa nanguwuñ few individuals few elites ñu toog di leen confuse di leen nax ñoom i neen ñuy pàccoo alal bi yéen doo leen si gis dara time is now pour ñu ñëpp ñu nekk benn ñu génnee fi système bi fi nekk not Adama Barrow de the whole system la ñoo wipe out the whole system any businessman for that matter boo xam ne yow yaa ngi benefit si système bi yëpp ñeen ñëpp la ñoo wipe out da ngeen am pour ngeen dem ngeen toog 10 seats back ngeen abal ñu réew mi foog ñu jëlaat ko business cannot continue as usual si 21st century bi ñu nekk nii Kenya def ko Ghana di ko def Nigeria ñeneen ak ñeneen ak ñeneen ñun Gambia ñu toog di continuer di nelaw Sénégal def ko suñ nawlee non duñ ko defal kenn tuuti nañ nag waaye dañ am fula duñ ko defal kenn duñ ko defal kenn parce que yéen ñu fa nekk yëpp Gambian si ñoo tax ngeen nekk fa politicians yi Gambian si moo tax ngeen am place toog Adama Barrow Gambian si ñoo ko sànnil moo tax mu nekk président businessmen yi Gambian si ñooy support seen business yi moo tax ngeen taxawal business kon yéen Gambian si ñoo leen sigil moo tax tey ngeen doon li ngeen doon kon bu leen yeb Gambian si respect leen Gambian si ngeen jox leen seen aha ak yële ba mat loolu bu amutee coow lay bari rek waaye lu mu yàgga dëgga dina ñëw suñ boor te di ngeen ñu abal man ma tëj fii kaddu gi ngeen te partage live bi ñu ngi leen naa wax jërë ngeen def ngeen partage live bi def comments yi live bi mu éeg su ko defee ñu jaajëfal képp koo xam ne ñëwoon nga fi waaye dañ bëggoon a ñëw fii pour démographique mu different ñi nga xam ne dañoo jege Barrow Must Go ñu gis seen bopp parce que lu ñoo def nii ak lu ñoo wax nii ñu ñëw ñu duga ku bugg a egg tam mun ngaa duga ñu xam ne lii is survival lii is about dëkk bi future Gambia dafa baax wala mu yàqu be faw maa ngi mi Hadi mu ekkati
Thank you, Joka. Maam Lisa maa ngi la nuyu naka ngeen def
nañ la kente
comme fi Joka jeexalee rek ma ekkatee foofu leen te youth si make nañ the entire Gambia proud te lii it will go in the books of history in the Gambia because xale yoo xam ne toog ne ñu ngi seet ne seen tey suñ jógutee pour xeex ko seen ëllëg dina metti so xale yi jóg taka seen digga youth yu jóg pour seen future ñoom seen jëmi boppa because they are so young Joka tey dang doon wane maa ngi woon kër Fatou I was crying youth si nga gis leen how determined they are li nga xam ne moo leen ekkati dafa nekk ci seen xol bi ba ñoo demand lañ bugga they don't care whether dañ fa toog 1 week or 10 days wala 1 month demand bi ñoo am ñiñ employ because ñoom ñoo leen employ dañoo ñëw uyu si leen that was a proud moment for me gis youth si di demand ne leen wan leen ne leen ñun ngeen a liggéeyal uyul si lañu seen boos yi ñun ñooy seen boos kaay leen uyu si ñu nga gis leen ñu donkom benn dunkum ku nekk di ñëw di jël si sa këyit lii mooy réew lii mooy xam sa right lii mooy xam li nga xam ne government bi yow laa liggéeyalut boppam te tey youth si wane nañ ko barki démba wane nañ ko démba wane nañ ko tey youth si amuñ dara luñ leen mun a wax because their demand was seal deal la liñ buggay liñ demand yépp dañ ko fa teg te ku bàyyi xel liñ demand yépp government bi dofut dina jàpp ko daf ko jox yépp liñ demand yépp lañ leen jox lii mooy bugga sa dëkka lii mooy yow nga determine ne yow sa dëkka dangaa gis ne it will move forward
platform bi because dañoo wax ñi ñëpp ñu bari dañ dugal xaalis ñi nekk si diaspora bi ak yooyu noonu pour support move rural expenses yi gars yi def yooyu yëpp pour ñu mun koo di jar ñoom lañ ñëwaat rek di lañ wax jërëjëf so ma ne ma isi la su ko defee yooyu noonu
waaw okay wow I mean even bi dem na accordingly si jaama you know lu mu wane in the first place mooy ne protest is not violence. Protest is not a crime. Protesters are not criminals. Police yi suñu respecté rights yi ñi rek te loolu la liñ leen taxawal da nga gis ne benn jafe-jafe du am. So I commend the police ñu ngi recognize loolu even though ñaawlu naa naka lañ restricté protest bi tamit short period of time. All right. Apart from that, I mean officials in your name received some petitions. All right, National Sports Council, and the boys and the youths, you know, stood their ground until they knew to take their petition. But the key issue, I mean, the very reason for the petition, I mean, and the protest is the corruption in the country. I think against the Bohamne, the life of this country, the future of this country is threatened. Wow. Because of the corruption. When you create poverty, Bohamne is increasing services are poor and expensive. Cost of living, you know, dem chikau. All right. You know, Dikabi as a whole, mungi mel ni loo xam ne amul toppatoo kat mu ngi tilim dëkk baa ngi tilim dëkk baa ngi I mean even the roads ne lañoo bil da ngaa gis ne dañoo nekk poor quality roads di jox nit ñi problems so dëkk bi organised and loolu lu mu wone rek amuñ direction xam nga public institutions ñi ngeen def lu leen ne and that is duñ def seen liggéey luñ war a def si réew mi alali réew mi buñ la jox pour def liggéey boobu duñ ko def si anam bu mu war a demee si kaw loolu nga gis ne because of that mu ngi teg torox tànge the citizens you know so demee Banjul ku war a dem Barra ferry service bi rek problème la nga gis Banjul Barra lu tax benn ferry rek nekk foofu noonu saa yu nekk du yaaxu Banjul Barra war nañoo am lu mu juróomi ferry did daw 24 hours non-stop. Electricity, dañoo ne joxe nañ courant waaw fine waaye dangaa toog ngay ñàkk courant many hours a day ndox noonu yaa gis te réew mi man lu ma bëgg a wax Gambians ne Gambia is not a poor country. Gambia has wealth xam nga the revenue that the government receives doy na pour mun a yóbbu réew mi to a level xam nga that we will all envy. Okay. But that is not happening. Instead, the wealth of the country, you go spend on themselves. All right. By month, if you look at the taxes Gambians pay, the loans and grants we receive, so if I can manage see, you know, in a proper way. From Banyul Befatoto, every village and town and city would have been paved. Nañ ko tali ak street lights, ak traffic lights, ak drainage. Every village and town in this country, xaalis boobu mu ngi fi. Am nañ xaalis, enough xaalis mu ngi si nguur gi pour every classroom from Banjul to Fatoto mu nekk air conditioned classroom, am ay television ñu tile floor bi, xam nga am internet, xale yi di jàng foofu noonu.
ak ay
Every
computers.
hospital from Banjul be Fatoto am nañ xaalis bi fii mu make sure every hospital mu am the modern medical equipment. Ward si am air conditioning, am enough beds, ñu am enough drugs. Xaalis boobu mu ngi fi nii. Waaye seetal rek si Covid bi rek xaalis bu dugga si Gambia through loans and grants, IMF, World Bank, ak yu noonu. Why, that alone could have transformed Gambia's health
So
system.
Duga, if you don't mind, you do yaga. Why, if you can just break down the level of corruption be in the numbers, you understand, because corruption. But okay, to what level more the hell right now?
Well, see
In the
level
different
Bohamne
departments.
is in the billions of dollars. Yeah, it's in the billions of dollars. Should to millions of dollars. If you go to Minister of Health, for example, COVID funds, hamga, is millions no hamne is not accounted for. Yeah, it's wow. So they may order in institutions, whether it's health or whether it's energy, because the point is is into billions, because grants and loans that are coming in any area. So said this party had in highway, 89 to 90 million dollars. If you put that into dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, and then you look at it. If you look at Banjul, don't you spend? It's more than 2 billion. Put ne yoni Banjul ini. Hamga. But kudem Banjul nga said the concrete slabs. Then take for some of them they are peeling off right now. I mean, even road markings. A modern, because Banjul is our capital city. It should be the most modern city, like anywhere in the world. But Banjul, there's no modernity in Banjul whatsoever. Yeah. So this is the thing. So that if you go to the fisheries, if you go to environment, I mean, come the lands. All right, our protected lands, forests, wetlands, and then I mean how they distribute this among themselves, so that at the end of the day, it is either millions and billions are being mismanaged,
yeah.
or then the resources in terms of land and so on given to officials and their cronies and their connected people and families and stuff like that.
It's crazy.
I mean, so it's like the entire country has no law, there is no government, and in fact, citizens are not in the government. We have some foreign aliens running the government like a cartel.
And it's almost like they are more Gambians than us. They are more entitled to these privileges than us.
No. You got that. We have to correct that statement. They are not acting like they are more Gambians. They are acting like they are not Gambians.
That's true. But I'm saying, like, in terms of the entitlement to the resources of Gambians.
Right? Because for example, let's say Russian oil beanie issue. I foreigners know. Accent gal, you tahaw Banjul fini. Dugal oil, 30 million worth of oil came to inside the country, use our institutions. Jai open even bank accounts, transfer money, millions, wow, banya pay tax and bribe some other people. Then Jai send business, you them come like it's like a Hollywood movie. You know what I'm saying? You get a real me. So in the public institutions and you facilitate that, you allow that. You can't convince me you are a Gambian. Honestly.
I see where you're coming from, yeah.
Yeah, you can't convince me. So, because that is what it's about. So it's not even an entitlement. It is an armed robber, do anything and take it and go. Because suddenly Coco is not your family member. He's not in any entitlement. He feels you are worthless. You are you are nothing. moom mun naa ñëw rek jël sa bagage mu dem. So that is how our officials are treating our country, our citizens, our public wealth.
Yeah. And in terms of the message today, do you think what do you see? What do you think about the turnout and the messaging and the symbolism of what happened today with all the people that were out? And it was a Wednesday, right? It was also a Wednesday, a work day, and still people came out in their numbers. What symbolism does it have?
Yes, I mean, just as we can also say that the numbers could have and should have been even, bigger. Yeah, but it's impressive. But above all, I think we have a certain group of determined youths. They are very clear, very focused, and very determined. Understanding what is at stake and what needs to be done. So for me, Lulu is the most positive thing. Today I sent message to someone, Marco, GALA is the best instrument, the best to happen to the Gambia since we have this change, and probably for the past 30 years.
Wow.
And I hope GALA and every one of us will support this movement, this idea. All right, this objective. We have to save ourselves because the trajectory, as I said, poses an existential threat to the Gambia. The way we are going, the level of recklessness, of this government and their level of hunger, irresponsibility, disregarding, whatever you consider to be good or right. For me, I cannot just believe it because these are also people, you know them. I know you. You know me. Coach Pasamaja, Nene, Hadi, and so on. These are the people also in government, cabinet, and so on. And I'm sure it's the same thing. And then you see these things happening. It's unbelievable. So Lolo is positive in terms of hunger. The organization and the people that came here Wednesday, and the restriction also is not too good. But it's a thing to build eventually for governments to recognize that, look, I think we need to take responsibility individually. Wow, so that even working at the Madam League is a Wednesday, so what? Let me go out and do this. But this is a higher calling, really, because you still have it. So the head of that office should say, staff, let us go and join this. If I'm in an institution, I'll say, look, let us all go and join this. All right? If the head of it said, I'll tell him, look, I'm going to join the protest. So from your ego stage, people would have to take individual responsibility. All right? Because that also serves your greater good as an individual and as a society. Now, in terms of the messaging, is very unequivocal, unambiguous, very direct and straight. And for me, this thing, what it brings back, it has taken us back to 2016. And by 2016, then Gambia has decided. But I think I'm going to still a conversation about, what did we decide for and what did we decide against? Wow. Probably Jamaica, so the slogan Gambia has decided because we want our vote to start. But to have a conversation for that to say, but what did we decide for? What did we decide against? And so for me, we decided against two things, and a little more over everything. That is autocracy and corruption. Autocracy in terms of governance, that we decided against dictatorship, to have a democratic governance system in place. But also, the nature of that governance, the conduct of that government and the officials, we also decided that they should be according to the law. So that, corruption, because dictatorship is two things. It's human rights violations and corruption. And understand human rights violations. The basis for human rights violations is because of corruption. So when we say Gambia had decided, Lulu should have been there, and our entire transitional justice process, the never again agenda, what is it based upon? That is a conversation that we need to have, so that you realize that never again and the transitional justice, it is to prevent two things: human rights violations and corruption.
It's a total
Because
overhaul system
that is
change.
what brings autocracy. Wow.
Yeah, a system change of basically
Wow.
for yeah.
And that is a system issue. Right. So you know what has happened since 2017? We have failed to put in place, Gambia has decided, the values, the meaning of Gambia has decided. We have failed to put it in place.
So,
We set up,
would you tell the youths now that this should be a continuation of Gambia has decided, which is what GALA is doing? Gambia is decided now, no more corruption, no more abuse of power, no more okay.
Yeah, because I mean, what we have seen, if you check from 2017 to date, these two issues, they are creeping back: human rights violations and corruption.
Yeah.
Human rights violations is a bit low. Yes. But corruption has doubled, in fact, more than Jami. So this GALA thing, for me, it goes back to the idea, to the agenda, to the goal of Gambia has decided. I wish GALA had been there in 2017. We needed something Ghana in 2017. You know, attempts towards that started a bit, but it failed. The Occupy Westfield, the Dafandoy protest. I remember almost 2017, 2018. Why they didn't go. So I think Ghana has encompassed, you know, Occupy Westfield, Dafandoy, Gambia has decided concept and idea.
3 years.
And, you know, so we need to embrace all of that and continue this. So that, because what they protest, I mean, do change things immediately.
No.
Especially if you're talking about a system issue. So I hope GALA folks would sit down, do a post-protest review, all right? But also, I mean, submitting petitions, and they've given a deadline for government to respond or to make changes.
90 days.
But then one needs to sit down to really see how do we deal with these system issues, because we should have dealt with this since 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. When did TRRC end its work? When did GALA Commission end its work? Today, 2025, TRRC implementation rate is still less than 30%.
Yeah.
And the fundamental changes, I mean, system changes that should happen have not happened. GALA Commission, I think implementation rate would be less than 5%.
And if that had happened, then we wouldn't have the problem of Barrow right now, and
we wouldn't
else.
have it. Yeah, we wouldn't have it. So this thing, you know, GALA thing, I think it is taking us back to the drawing table, or back to where we started, and we should have continued from there. But you know, we let our guards down, because 2017 happened. People, you know, I mean, even folks in the activism, you know, square, I mean, the civil society, you see people divided among political parties, you know, between candidates. And so that weakened, you know, that spirit of Gambia has decided. And so that the system change that should come did not come. So we got to this point, I mean, you know, and you can see how corruption has taken over.
Yeah.
You know,
same old stuff comes back, because there was no sustainability of what we were. But lastly, before, in case Hadi and Mom have corrections, but lastly, in terms of the date, is it there, or the police actually that lies on the hands of the police for them to decide the exact date that they will allow these people? Yes. Can they pick a date and say, we want a Saturday, we want a Friday, instead of the police deciding for them? Is that possible at all?
Yes, that is what it should be. You should determine what date to protest. Now we can have the police change circumstances. You know, because maybe another say a counter protest happening. You know, and they were there prior, so you know, it's first come first serve maybe, and police for many reasons, you know, or any other thing that may be genuine or justifiable. Police can, but you negotiate. You can that police, okay. Police can only suggest that, look, this date is not good. Can you guys choose another date, or even suggest to them it will be left to the group to say, yes, we will choose another day or maybe take the police suggestion. Now, I know originally they said July 22, and then it changed to July 23. I have not had any conversation to know what caused the changes, but sort of, July 22, of course, we know July 22,
July
that
22nd.
famous day. Yes. And
I thought about that
so,
too.
yeah, so I thought, okay, in one sense, famous day that brought corruption to a certain level in this country to fight corruption on that very day. But also that day, some people may want to celebrate that day. And, and so may sort of, I don't know, come around and make it a celebratory thing for us, as if we are celebrating July 22. Or maybe it can be misconstrued by some quarters to say we are celebrating July 22, when that is not the case. So, but I mean, I was just thinking that in my mind. Yeah, but I know that originally they said July 22, so I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully next time they choose a date that it will fall on a Friday or Saturday, so they will have definitely more.
Well, but I mean, I'm on a conversation with some people on that. Saying turnout could have been better if it was Saturday, which is reasonable. I mean, because certainly most people would not go to work.
Right.
But so by my end anyway. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, people go to work. But anyway, protests have taken place on a Monday or Tuesday, and it's massive. I mean, at the end of the day, also, it is up to individuals.
But if you do context
what individual
for Gambia,
commitment? Individual commitment? You are ready. What cost are you ready to invest in something like this? So even if it is a Wednesday, but some people, I'm sure there are people who really would want to come, but maybe they couldn't leave their office.
Right.
I'm sure that has been the case for many people.
Right.
So we can probably make sense.
Yeah, I think a weekend.
Especially if you're dealing with a country like the Gambia,
right?
Because this culture, we have to grow this culture. So you also see how we make it easy for people.
Exactly.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, you're not talking about a protest in Pennsylvania or Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Or in Paris, So
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they live with protests every day. So
exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Hadi Akmam, I don't know if you guys have a comment or a question. Pour Madi before Mudem, because I'm not
Juka. Xam naa mu ngi si phone bi du dégga bu baax waaye soo ma ko mënee jotale laajal ma ko.
ma ngaa dégga.
Ok, yaa ngi maa dégga. Madi man la Hadi.
Hadi naa def maa fi.
Ba defuloo dara.
Alhamdulillah, maa ok.
Ok, dafa am question bu ma la bugg a laaj. Did you think ne government bi jël nañ seriously comme they took these boys GALA seriously si seen demands ndax lan yow lan nga observe ak naka nga ko gisee?
Well, I think based on what happened today and the run-up to today, I would say government, they are taking things seriously. Now, we'll have to see what happens in the next 90 days in terms of the petition, because that's where the real demands are. But the fact that police be joining the permit, and they didn't wait until 24 hours to the protest or 48 hours, but took a number of days, they granted the permit. And secondly, representatives came from, I think, Office of the President, the National Assembly, the Ministry of Justice, and others, even though, National Sports Council, initially refused to come, but came. So the fact that those officers came to pick the petitions is also positive. The government is realizing the plea is not a joke. And I hope they understand that this is not a joke. And they recognize that they are really messing up this country. And some citizens are determined to make sure that, it's stopped. So the fact that Lolo happened now, I look at it positively. Now, how serious now they are is something we want to see in the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. All right. I think that is the main issue. That's where we will know their real seriousness. Because for joxe permit and then you come to the place to pick a petition, maybe that's not a big deal. That can easily be done. But the real work now is we are demanding transparency and accountability. And those petitions are given. So are they going to make it happen or not? So we will see.
Yeah, but thank you, Hadi. But the good news is the GALA is ready, forever ready, to get up again and protest again if they have to, and also take other steps. So thank you so much, Madi, for that time.
Thanks.